would say, and at the time he couldn't understand. Mama used to say, take your time, young man. Mama used to say, don't you rush to get old. Mama used to say, take it in your stride. Mama used to say, live your life. You're young, so young.
The Oklahoma City Thunder on the road as they take on their Western Conference rival in today's game. Welcome, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke as we get set to bring you some terrific NBA action. We'll take a look at the Spurs. They know this is the type of game they need to win if they're going to take the next step, facing a closely ranked team. No clear underdogs based on the tail of the tape.
And as far as the regular season goes, Kevin, this is as good as it gets. The definition of a rivalry, a game between these two teams is always special.
Absolutely. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. I mean, we've seen so many great contests between them in the past that it's impossible not to be amped up. Can't you tell?
Now the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Durant outside at the 3 with Ibaka playing the power forward. The backcourt tandem, Westbrook and Jeremy Lamb. And it's Adams in at the center position. Steven Adams from New Zealand, the first Kiwi, Clark, ever drafted in the first round.
And Kevin, he played rugby growing up. He says that it helped him prepare for the physicality of playing inside.
Russell Westbrook.
Took him no time at all on that one. Westbrook's got his first 2 points.
Maybe they're still working out the kinks defensively because that was a blatant mistake.
Down low. No good. So the Spurs will take it the other way. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And that game, guys, was really a perfect example of how important your bench can be. I thought the reserve production was really the key.
Exactly. That was where a lot of their scoring came from. It was a big game for the backups.
That's good. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Outside Durant. The Thunder with another miss.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, because you know if you continue to give up open looks like that, you're in big trouble.
Well, I tell you what, Kyle Anderson out of UCLA was one of the most productive and most unique players in the 2014 draft. I mean, his beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I love his game. He's not a great athlete or defender. All he does is make winning plays. He's a 6'9" point forward, excellent rebounder, passes at a very high level. He sees things 2 or 3 frames ahead. And in the right system with the right coach, this guy could be very special.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Westbrook drives in. Gets the front of the rim and out.
Good, tough defense there, getting a hand up, forcing that miss.
Well, he's got the reputation of being a tough defender, and there was an example right there for him.
And it's blocked by Ibaka. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. 5 to shoot. And there's Green on the assist by Anderson. Green's got 7 points. And Clark, Kyle Anderson finding a great fit with the San Antonio Spurs. His game often compared with that of Boris Diaw, who was so important in the finals against Miami last season for the Spurs.
You heard me mention before that you don't have to be a great athlete to be a really good basketball player.
I like that comment, Mike.
Boris Diaw is an example of that. Chris Mullin is to be an example. Larry Bird. Magic Johnson was not an off-the-charts athlete, Kevin, but a fantastic basketball player. Kyle Anderson. The slow motion. Yeah, how about him? He is nice. I'm telling you, this kid has tremendous basketball ability. He does everything. There's not anything
fluid.
Oh, so smooth. I love watching him operate and work. Just the kind of player that'll fit in nicely in San Antonio.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Allison comes in for Serge Ibaka. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Jeremy Lamb. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And he gets the bucket.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow, just like he got there.
And Joseph kicks to Ginobili. Out left to the wing. Outside, Bellinelli.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But, yeah, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
In Zadia. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Durant with another miss.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Our timeout called by Oklahoma City. And at this point of the game, always important to stay focused. And while the coach goes over the game plan, these players are getting a much-needed chance to... All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
Solid first quarter for this club. They came out strong, and they put together some nice momentum here.
Steve, I like the looks they've gotten on offense. A lot of good ones.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So the Thunder 5 right now. Andre Robertson out there with Nick Collison. Then there's Jackson. Then there's Anthony Morrow. And it's Perkins in the center. It's Ginobili with the drive. No good. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And then for Oklahoma City, Adams, he's checked in for Perkins. Baca comes in for Nick Collison. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Roberson. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Gentlemen, as you know, Kawhi Leonard is not one to boast. Coach Popovich is similar, but he doesn't mince words about Kawhi, saying he's phenomenal. He's improved quicker than any player we've ever had because he wants to be great. As time goes on, he's going to take over as the star of the show. Kevin, with a Finals MVP to his credit, we're already seeing signs.
Jeremy Lamb.
You said it, Doris. Thank you. Lamb, he's checked in for the Thunder.
When you face the Oklahoma City Thunder, one of the things defensively that you have to prioritize is keeping them out of transition. This team is long and athletic, and if they get out in the open court, you're in big trouble.
Here's Westbrook, and the layup is good. Westbrook's got his second basket of the game.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Kevin Durant's checked in for Anthony Morrow. Parker passes to Anderson. Back to Parker. Bonner dishes to Anderson. It's Parker with the drive. Over in the corner, Green. Pass to Bonner. It's stolen by Ibaka. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball. And that one's good. Westbrook's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Thunder trailing by 8. Ibaka sets the pick for Westbrook. Beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. Durant wide open. He fires. Off the left rim and out.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
The drive by Green. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Boy, taking it hard to the rack for the big throwdown.
And give an unofficial assist, Clark, to his teammate for setting the screen that freed him up.
Yeah, good call, Kevin. That was really the key to the play.
Ibaka with the screen on Parker. And Westbrook throws it down.
How about that? Slamming it hard over the big man. Russell Westbrook, one of the best success stories when it comes to converting a scoring guard to playing the point. But it's his overall talent that's made him successful. His will, his competitiveness, and his incredible athleticism.
Parker kicks to Anderson. Three-pointer. And the pass to Parker. Goes back up. And it's San Antonio with another. Thunder trailing by 10.
And Westbrook is a phenomenal rebounder and scorer at the point guard position. He gets steals. He really is one of the stat sheet stuffer supreme guys in the league.
Bonner no good. Thunder have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. In transition, here come the Spurs. Green with the ball.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And if we see a few more of them, this game could be in danger of getting out of hand quickly.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Westbrook drives in, and he gets it to go. Westbrook's got 10 points now just in this quarter. And Westbrook every season among the league leaders, Steve, in assists, but also, unfortunately, in turnovers.
Well, with his scoring burden, you know, that's to be expected, but it's definitely an area he can continue to improve.
Durant for 3. The shot is off. And the Spurs going the other way now.
Not a good look at the hoop. They've got to do a better job offensively creating some space.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. Shot and game clock separated by 5.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one.
The Thunder shooting their first free throws of the game.
And they're right around 74% as a team from the free throw line to this point of the season.
Guys, we haven't seen the type of numbers out of them at the line that we've come to expect, especially after last season.
And Joseph kicks to Baines. Kicks it out to Ginobili. And stolen by Perkins. Outside Durant with 4 seconds on the clock. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. The Thunder have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. He's perfect from the line this time.
Boy, I tell you what, he does not look like your typical big man up there at the line. He has an excellent stroke and a percentage to match.
Ginobili, that's good. And the first half is now in the books. Spurs lead by 11. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
A nice quarter for Westbrook. 12 points, and he's picked up 1 dime. Well, the Spurs clearly an influential organization in the NBA. So many individuals who've worked in San Antonio, whether it be as players, assistant coaches, or in the front office, have gone on to leadership roles on other NBA teams. I think that speaks volumes to what that group has been able to do in winning at a high level.
Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And it's Anderson in at the 3. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with. And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, Coach Greg Popovich, the reigning coach of the year, a big part of his approach is empowering players. He says, quote, it's a player's game, and they've got to take charge. Rather than try to manipulate them, he said, it's a great feeling when players get together and do things as a group. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris.
You know, giving his players room to lead and allowing them to take ownership, I mean, I think that's part of the genius of Popovich.
5 on the clock. Here's Parker. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And you look at all the head coaches and front office executives who have come out of the Spurs organization. They are sprinkled guys throughout the NBA. And, Steve, almost half the teams in the league have some kind of fingerprint from the Spurs.
Well, it's a copycat league, and, you know, the Spurs winning culture, you know, all the cross-pollinating that goes on in the NBA and the relationships. And I think in the end, you know, the result is good for the league. You want as many well-run franchises as possible.
Out of this world, aerial skills for a guy of his size.
Kevin, that's what separates him from some of the other point guards around the league. The ability to rise and throw it down.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that spurs them on. Maybe sparks a little bit of a comeback here.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time.
Yeah, this contest didn't go well for them last time out. They played a very undisciplined game, got into foul trouble, and wound up not having the unit they would have liked to have on the floor down the stretch.
Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. For the past 10 games, these teams have been fantastic on rebounding. The Thunder in 4th.
Kevin, that's been a nice run lately. They're making a strong effort on the board, and it's working and paying dividends for them.
Well, give us your take on what Steve just talked about, Clark. They dug themselves a real hole with foul trouble in that game.
And one of the disappointing things, Kevin, was it was their leaders that lost control. And you don't expect guys that lead your club to lose their composure the way they did.
You expect more of them.
Yeah, you don't expect the mistakes we saw them make.
That one is no good.
Well, guys, you talk about the growth of the game internationally, but different time zones can make it a challenge for other countries to enjoy the game live. You look at China, for instance, a growing market for the game, but they're 12 hours ahead of East Coast time and 15 hours ahead of the West Coast. But if you're a junkie for hoops, I guess you'll adjust to the time zone.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
And Commissioner Silver raising the possibility that the NBA might consider tweaking starting times to reach more people in China.
Well, tough to make that work. I mean, I think a featured Saturday night game on the West Coast could translate to a Sunday morning matinee in China, so that might be the best way to do it.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
Well, that's been the focus, Clark, as we've watched. I mean, they've created one chance after another inside.
Splitter kicks to Green. Passes it to Parker. 13 feet away. And it's Parker again missing.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
That's not an opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Duncan with the screen for Parker. Dishes it to Anderson. Back to Parker. Duncan with the screen on Westbrook. Parker with another miss. Thunder trailing by 12. Fires from the line. Tries again. And it's Adams getting it to go. Adams has got his second basket.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Now the fast break. Lamb with the ball. Durant. That's good.
Boy, great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, it sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
Into Green. It's stolen by Ibaka. And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Jackson drives in. Stolen by Joseph. In transition, here come the Spurs. And he gets the bucket. And the Spurs lead by 10.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
That could give him a huge injection of energy, Clark.
And Kevin, that's exactly what they need right now. They've got to close the gap.
Forget about that for a second. How about the burst to the bucket for a point guard? Boy, he can power those down.
Here's Jackson. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Well, when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to do it and claw their way back in.
And they fed off their defense just as much as their offense in putting this run together.
And Joseph kicks to Ginobili. And that's going to be a travel. Seven seconds left in the third. The drive by Jackson. Got it up. No good on that last second attempt there. And so it's San Antonio with it. They've led by as many as 14 points. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. And they've been enjoying this long homestand. That will be game 4 of 5 in a row at home. And Oklahoma City, look at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Backcourt tandem, Westbrook and Jeremy Lamb. Ran outside at the 3 with Ibaka playing the power forward. And it's Adams in at the center, filling out the middle.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
Yeah, they've been really strong in the paint, battling the glass.
Tim Duncan, he's checked in for San Antonio. Parker comes in for Corey Joseph.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
Ibaka sets the pick for Westbrook. To the paint. It's stolen by Duncan. Blows the dunk.
Can't say I'm surprised that one didn't fall. He can barely dunk it in the pregame layup line.
Ginobili kicks to Bellinelli. Can't hit from in close.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
Outside Westbrook. Durant in the corner. It's Westbrook with the drive. Russell Westbrook, maybe the most athletic and explosive point guard ever to play in the NBA. As some people would say. What about you?
Well, you know, it's hard to say ever, but Russell Westbrook clearly plays with the kind of ferocity that I've not seen at the point guard position. The only guy that comes to mind is probably Derrick Rose prior to his injury. I think Westbrook's aggression, powering through contact, probably gives him the edge. I mean, he plays almost angry.
A lot of torque.
A lot of torque. I mean, it's something to behold. I've not quite seen a guy at the point guard spot bring that kind of athleticism and speed and tenacity to the position.
Well, I like how you mentioned Rose because I would agree, and that's a great way to kind of figure out where he is when Rose is healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
The pre-injured Rose
he was right in that same category.
Got it. There's the foul. It's on Jeremy Lamb. That'll be his second foul of the game. On the wing, Green. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And the Spurs lead by 5.
He's really looking to stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have. Still letting it fly from long range. I love the aggressiveness.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Scott Brooks was discussing with his players. With his team struggling from three-point territory, he told them to start looking for more high-quality shots inside the paint. We're forcing too many threes, he said. Stop with the bombs and work it inside.
Here's Splitter. Puts up the baby hook. And it's in off the backboard. And now a 7-point Spurs lead. Westbrook passes to Durant. Another shot. Adams. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Parker kicks to Duncan. Into Green. It's stolen by Ibaka. All going up court. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Westbrook.
We could have been looking at a 2-possession game, but that was a huge mistake on the turnover. Now nerves and tightness become a factor.
Well, it's become a battle of wills, Clark. This is as good a game as we could have hoped for.
Nobody near Parker. His 3-pointer's off the mark.
You know, even though he missed that 3-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, because you know if you continue to give up open looks like that, you're in big trouble.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
And they keep piling up the assists, guys. Great ball movement.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. And they've been turning those turnovers into points.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might hurt. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game.
And it's blocked by Ibaka. There's the dish to Durant. Stolen by Anderson. Here's Parker. And it's blocked by Adams. And they get it back. Green kicks to Duncan. Goes back up. And the basket good. And the Spurs lead by 4.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark. Boy, they are having their way in the paint right now. So many looks right at the rim.
Defensive rotations have been a step slow, and it's helped them get the ball in close time after time, Steve.
And it's Durant with the rebound. Thunder have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. 2 points here might be all the cushion they need.
Now, you think so. I mean, this game is theirs for the taking.
Here's Anderson. Duncan trying to break loose.
Well, they're still within reach, but they need a hoop pretty much every time down the floor.
Well, they've got a little light, but they better execute every time.
Manu Ginobili's checked in for the Spurs. 26 seconds left. In the 4th. And an intentional foul right there. Stolen by Durant.
Critical defensive play. They needed it in that situation. He went for it and got it.
Somebody lit a fire under Kevin Durant.
Parker dishes to Anderson. Now Ginobili. He feeds it to Parker. Count it!
Easy little jump shot for him right there, guys.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're behind by 2. 1 second left in the game. Durant with...
Oh, he got it! Boom! Buzzer! Knock it down! Right at the hole.
Down it goes at the buzzer. A spectacular finish to this game.
Breathtaking, Steve. Absolutely breathtaking. I'm out of breath.
So a close game sees Oklahoma City taking this one. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that, Clark.
They sure don't. And when it was gut check time, this team kept their composure, kept their emotions in check, and got it done.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Serge Ibaka.